except for one small flame. I set it in the window just in case you came. The neighbors probably think I've lost my mind, a grown man burning candles for someone left behind. I made your favorite coffee, let it cool. I'm not sure when I stopped being rational, but rational was never what we were. Two people burning bright and burning hard. The midnight comes and goes without a sound. The candle keeps on burning, burning down. And I keep watching shadows on the wall, pretending every one of them is you. Coming down the hall, there's a candle in the window burning low. A light I keep for you so you will know that wherever you have gone, whatever road you're on, there's a candle in the window, and I won't let it go. Not tonight, not ever. I won't let it go. I found your scarf behind the bedroom door, the one you wore that winter, nothing more. But I held it to my face and breathed you in, and lost and now I'll never find again. The clock above the fireplace ticks on. The only conversation since you've gone, and every tick is just another proof that time moves even under a broken roof. The second hour passes, then the third. I haven't moved, I haven't said a word, just watching how the wax runs slowly down, like every promise melting to the ground. There's a candle in the window burning low, a light I keep for you so you will know that wherever you have gone, whatever road you're on, there's a candle in the window, and I won't let it go. Not tonight, not ever. I won't let it go. Maybe love is just a candle in a storm, something small and warm against all that cold and dark. Maybe keeping it alive is the bravest thing a man can do with a broken heart. And maybe you can feel it wherever you are tonight. One small point of warmth and light in all that dark and wide. I hope you feel it. I need you to feel it, because I'm burning everything I have to keep it bright. only burns for you. It always will. It always will. Always will. Burning, still burning for you. Burning, still burning for you. I'm standing at the crossroads of the life I had, and the life I'm supposed to want by now. One road leads back to everything we shared. One road leads away, I don't know how. To choose between the gravity of memory and the open sky of something new. So I've been standing halfway in the darkness, halfway in the morning, halfway between me and you. The birds have started singing and the stars are going home. The world is waking up around a man who stands alone. Halfway between the leaving and the long way back. Halfway on a road that has no map. I'm halfway home, but I don't know which home I mean. Halfway home, in the space between what was and what could be, between your arms and something free. Halfway home and nowhere in between. I called you from a payphone in a town I didn't know. 3 rings and then I hung up. Couldn't let you know that I was that close and still that far away. That I had 100 things I couldn't say. Like how I missed the way you burned the toast, and how you laughed about it with the most unguarded joy I've ever seen a person wear. God, I miss that laugh. I miss that laugh beyond repair. And now I'm in this diner at a corner table small, watching strangers live their lives inside these walls. And every couple here looks like we used to be, before the halfway swallowed all of me. I'm halfway home, but I don't know which home I mean. Halfway home, in the space between your voice and all this silence, your warmth and all this cold. I'm halfway home, but does haunt me when the place you built it doesn't hold you anymore? What does moving on mean when every step you take forward feels like closing one more door on something that deserves to stay open, that deserved to be more? Now I'm here, now I'm here, I'm finally here, I'm finally home, home, home. It was always you, always. We sit across the table every morning and pass the sugar without touching hands. We've learned to move around each other's silence, the way that water moves around the sand. We still say goodnight, we still say good morning, we still perform the rituals of care. But something in the inches between our bodies has grown into a distance hard to bear. Same air feels like first. The spaces between us used to be filled with love. The spaces between us were never wide enough. Now they stretch like oceans across a bed we share. The spaces between us are the only thing still there. the only thing still there. You laugh at something on the television, I turn to share it, but the moment's gone. By the time I find the words to say it, the show has moved, and so have we moved on. I saw you crying in the kitchen once. You stopped when you heard me on the stair, and I pretended that I hadn't seen it. We've gotten very good at not being there. I don't know when we learn to be so careful, so precise about the borders of our pain. But careful isn't love, and precise isn't living, and I'd rather have the chaos back again. We're not always this wide. The spaces between us were where we used to hide from everything that frightened us. We'd find each other there. Now the spaces between us hold nothing but air. Nothing but air. Say something, anything, the way you used to just start talking in the dark. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're missing, tell me if you feel it too. This quiet falling apart, because I would rather break this open, raw and bleeding on the floor than spare one more careful, measured morning, passing sugar, saying nothing between us are just spaces, not the grave of everything we built here, of everything we are. The spaces between us are still small enough to cross, still close enough to reach, still ours. Still ours, still ours. Come back to me. Come back to me. Still ours, still ours. Just reach. There's a box beneath my bed, filled with words I never said. Your photograph still fades to gold, like Every story left untold, I wrote your name 100 times between the stanzas, between the lines. But every time I reached the end, I folded it and sealed it in. Maybe time would give me courage. Maybe silence was my language. But the seasons came and still I held every word inside this shell. This is the last letter I never sent, the love I carry but never lent. Read between you still hold the part of me that never found the way to give this letter to you someday. Your voice still echoes on the stairs, the scent of you still fills the air. I memorized the way you smiled before I let the distance build. Now autumn comes the way it does, and I remember why it was. How love can live in envelopes, between the paper, between the hopes. If you ever find these pages worn and yellowed through the ages, know that every single word was true. Every single word was you. I was just afraid of losing what I had and started choosing. So I kept it close, I kept it near, right here. Right here. This is the last letter I never sent, the love I carried but never lent. Read between the lines of all these years, find me where the ink has mixed with tears. But you still hold the part of me that never found the way to give this letter to you always. Had it written on a Tuesday, everything I meant to say someday. How you were the light I kept returning to, how I never found to you. I thought I had the time I always thought I did. I thought tomorrow was a door left open wide, but time has a way of closing every hole. And now I talk to photographs, and that's all. All the moments I stayed quiet, all the nights I didn't try it, saying what I felt, what I held inside. Now the words are all I have left behind. Everything I swore I'd say, I held it back and watched it fade away. All the love that never left my lips, all the truths I kept locked in my fists, everything I swore I'd say someday. When the moment came, I looked away. Now the moment's gone and so are you, and all I have is everything I swore I'd say to you. Everything I swore I'd say. You used to ask me what I thought of things, of life and love and what the future brings. And I would shrug and say I didn't know, when I knew everything I just couldn't show. The courage that it takes to be exposed, to hand someone the key to wear your clothes. I kept the door and lost you on the street. Now silence Met in the shadow of a Sunday afternoon. You were light through colored glass, and I was smoke-filled room. Two things that don't belong together, everyone could see. But belonging never stopped you reaching out for me. Your hands were clean and mine was stained with every road I'd run. You believed in something holy, I believed in none. But somehow in the middle of our broken difference, we built something that I'd swear to before any witness. I've been in cathedrals and I've been in gutters. I've seen the best of man reduced to mumbles and shudders. But nothing I have witnessed in this long and ragged life moved me like the morning you decided to be mine. Smoking stained glass, that's what we were. Smoking stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoking stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoking stained glass, two worlds, one heart. The congregation whispered and the neighbors shook their heads. Two people, too different to be sharing prayers and beds. But we were something that the careful world can't understand. The fire and the water and the sea becoming land. You taught me how to sit still in the early morning light. I taught you that the darkness has its own kind of right. And somewhere in the teaching, we forgot to be afraid of all the beautiful, impossible we'd made. I've been running from the righteous and the righteous thing to do. But nothing felt more righteous than the life I built with you. So call it what you want to, call it foolish, call it strange. I call it the one miracle that didn't need explaining. Smoking stained glass, that's what we were. Smoking stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoking stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoking stained glass, two worlds, one heart. When you left, they said, I told you so. The smoking glass don't mix, they said, you know. But I've seen smoke rise up to heaven every dawn. And I've seen glass hold light when everything is gone. So don't tell me that we were wrong. Don't tell me that we never should have been. The most beautiful things in this stained glass, eternal and pure, eternal and pure, sacred, sacred. Every broken, beautiful thing was us. I built my wall so high, the sun forgot to come. I wore my armor, even sleeping, even numb. I told myself that strong meant never letting go, that real men didn't bleed where other people know. But then you came with all your hurricane and light, and tore the whole constructed fortress overnight. And standing in the rubble of everything I'd made, I found the only real thing I had never said. I'm not as strong as I to believe. I'm not the stone I've made myself out to be. Beneath the silence and the stillness and the pride, it's just a man who's terrified inside. I'm brave enough to break, brave enough to show the cracks, brave enough to break and not pretend I can hold back. All these years of keeping everything inside, I'm brave enough to love you, brave enough to try, brave enough to break for the first time in my life, brave enough to break. The night I almost called you from the parking lot, I sat there for an hour with what I almost got. The courage to admit that I was lost without the kind of love I never learned to live without. I drove home in the rain and told myself again that needing someone was a weakness and a sin. But sinners never felt as honest as this ache, and weakness never looked as brave as what I take. They gave us all these rules about the way men feel. They said the tears were rust upon the wheel, but rust is just the proof that something once was warm. And I would rather rust than never face the storm. I'm brave enough to break, brave enough to show the cracks, brave enough to break and not pretend I can hold back. All these years of keeping everything in thing of all my life. The bravest thing of all my life. Breaking and brave. Breaking and brave. Finally free.
The daytime's fine, I'm managing the light. I do my work, I answer when they ask if I'm alright. I laugh at all the right moments, I say the proper things. I've gotten very good at wearing ordinary skin. But when the sun goes under and the dark rolls in, that's when all the honest parts of me begin to surface like a wreck that daylight hides, the things I keep below the waterline, and all the memories I thought that I'd forgotten come back so clear, so whole, so sharp, so honest. The way you slept, the way you said my name at night, the way the dark remembers everything. The day pretends it's fine, what the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the lonely knows. Every tender moment, every whispered word. What the dark remembers hits the hardest. What the dark remembers cuts the deepest. What the dark remembers, you. I've rearranged the furniture, the room, moved everything so nothing holds the shape of you. But darkness doesn't care about furniture. Darkness puts you right back where you were. 3 in the morning and I'm wide awake with every conversation that we used to make. The arguments that didn't need to happen, the apologies that came too late or never came. And I replay the moments I got wrong. I replay the moments where I wasn't strong, where I should have stayed and I walked out, where I should have spoken but I gave you down. What the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the memory grows merciful with years. But my memory's a courtroom in the dark that replays every scene in vivid tears. I'm not asking for a pardon, I'm not asking to forget. I'm just asking for one morning where the night lets me reset. One sunrise without your face, one dawn without your name, one ordinary Tuesday that doesn't end the what the dark remembers, I have learned to hold. What the dark remembers makes me brave and old. Every beautiful and broken, every lost and found. What the dark remembers is the truest ground, the most honest sound, the realest thing around. What the dark remembers is what love feels like when it's real, when it's real, when it's real, real, still real. What the dark remembers is you, is you. It wasn't a storm, it wasn't a fight, it wasn't the slamming of a door at night. It was quieter than that, more final somehow, like the last light leaving a room, and I didn't know how to name what I was watching as it slowly went away. How a love that filled the years could just dissolve inside a day, without a word, without a warning shot, without a trace, just the last light leaving and the dark taking its place. I've seen sunsets that I thought would never end. I've seen the longest summers finally bend into autumn without asking for permission. That's the way it went, without a word, without a vision. When the last light leaves, you don't hear it go. When the last light leaves, you just start to know that the room is different, that the warmth has changed. When the last light leaves, nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. I looked across the table and I saw it there, in the way you held your coffee, in the way you didn't care to look up when I entered, didn't notice when I left. Just two people in a house, running low on breath. different kind of voice. But the man I've become knows better than to beg the light to stay. When the light has made its choice to go away. So I sat there in the half-dark, watching daylight die. Didn't reach across the table, didn't ask you why. Some endings are too honest to be dressed in drama's clothes. Some endings just wear silence and the closing of a door. When the last light leaves, you don't feel the cold. When the last light leaves, you just feel old and tired in a way that sleep can never really cure. When the last light leaves, nothing feels as sure as the darkness that comes after what was pure. I sat there until midnight. I sat there until the street went quiet too. I sat there in the dark of what we'd been and what we'd become, and I understood that some things don't end loudly, some things just exhale, like a candle that burns faithful to the very end of its wick and simply stops. And the room isn't angry, and the room isn't sad. It's just a room now, just walls, just air, the way it was before. We filled it with everything we had. Everything was always gonna be okay. Gonna be okay. Even now, even this way, even in the dark of what we couldn't say. When the last light leaves, you learn to love the dark. I threw my bags into the trunk at dawn, left the key beneath the mat and moved along. Didn't say a word to anyone I knew, just pointed at the highway and drove through. The radio kept finding songs that stung, all the good ones from when we were young. So I turned it off and let the engine speak. The only honest loudest voice I've had all week. But the miles don't erase what the memory keeps. The open road can't outrun what's buried deep. I've been driving since the morning, still no closer to the version of myself from before you. Miles of empty road, and I still feel the weight. Miles of empty road, but I can't outrun fate. Every white line passing, every small town crossed, still miles of empty road and everything I lost. I stopped at some motel in Tennessee, paid cash and didn't give my real name free. Sat beside the window in the dark, listening to the highway in my heart. The trucker in the next room had his TV on, but something about love that had gone wrong. I almost knocked to tell him that I understood, that some things sound better understood. But strangers don't need strangers and their grief. Broken men don't always find relief in talking. Sometimes silence is the only road that bears the full and terrible weight of a load. Miles of empty road, just the engine and the night. Miles of empty road, no destination right. Every exit number, every county line, still miles of empty road, still yours, still mine. Somewhere past the Georgia line, the sky turned pink and gold and fine. And for one honest moment in that light, everything felt bearable and right. I pulled over at the shoulder of the world, watched the sun come up slow and unfurl. And I thought maybe distance isn't the answer, but standing still was killing me back there. So I'll drive until the driving teaches something, until the road runs out of road to give. Because motion is the only kind of prayer that a man like me knows how to live. Miles of empty road, but I'm still moving through. Miles of empty road, still hitting the window glass. The cab was waiting down the path. You stood there holding your own hands, like a stranger in your own homeland. I said the words I'd practiced long. They came out hollow, came out wrong. You nodded, slowly turned away, and I let the silence have its say. And every second slowed to nothing. Every heartbeat said do something, but I just stood there in the hall and let you walk beyond the wall. The night I let you go, I didn't know what I was losing. I thought that I was choosing right. I thought that I was strong enough to fight. The night I let you go, the rain came down without an answer. The city swallowed up your lies, and I've been searching ever since that night. The night I let you go. I told myself it was the time, that love alone don't make a line, that sometimes right is not enough, that sometimes good can fall apart, but all the logic in the world can't warm the cold of what unfurled. When morning came and you weren't there, just the shape of you still in the air. Would you have stayed if I had asked? Would you have taken off the mask of someone ready to be free? Was any part of you still needing me? I'll never know, and that's the weight I carry now, from state to state, the question with no clean reply. Was it over, or did I say goodbye too soon? Too soon, too The night I let you go, you stay. That night I'd never let you go.
Love with both your hands wide open, nothing held, nothing broken. You gave the way the rivers give, without asking how, without asking if. You'd leave a note beside the mirror, make the small things feel much clearer. Your silence was a kind of song, the kind that stayed when you were gone. I met others since the leaving. They were good and worth believing, but nobody loved the way you did. Nobody loved the way you did. I still remember how you loved, with your whole self, nothing above. And make it feel worth mending. I still remember every touch, the ordinary, everyday stuff. The love that didn't need to shout, that's the love I can't live without. I still remember how you loved. The old songs do, slow and warm and tried and true. You never needed grand gestures, just your hand in quiet measures. Early mornings, late night talking, side by side and sometimes walking. Nothing perfect, nothing planned, just you and your open hand. I don't know if love is something that we find or something coming, but I know that what you gave me left a shape inside that saved me. And though the years have rearranged things and the world has never stopped its change,
nothing, I said okay. The street was wet, the lights were low, and you pulled me out into the floor. No music, but the rain came down. No shoes, just us in that small town. You laughed and said, this is enough. That was the night I fell in love. I still feel your hand in mine. We were lost and that was fine. Nothing broken, nothing rushed, just the rain and us and trust. Slow dance in the rain with you. No beginning, no end in view. Just the rhythm of your heartbeat underneath the gray and sweet. I would give the world again for one slow dance in the rain. With you, just one more slow dance with you in the rain. Now it's winter somewhere new, and the rain still falls. I think of you. Same old song on the radio, same old ache I've come to know. I open up the window wide, let the cold come drifting inside. Close my eyes and count to 3, and you are right back here with me. Tell me that the rain still falls on that road between those walls. Tell me you remember too, standing there in the avenue. Tell me time can't wash away what we found on that one day. Even if the dance is done, you were the only one. Slow dance in the rain with you. No beginning, no end in view. Just the rhythm of your heartbeat underneath the gray and sweet. I would give the world again for one slow dance in the rain. With you, I'm still dancing in the rain. With you. The city's wet and cold tonight. The street lamps bleed their yellow light. I'm standing at the edge of everything we built, with nothing left but memory and guilt. You photographed me beside the phone, the one where both of us were whole. Before the cracks became the canyon, there we fell into the place where broken lovers dwell. But even in the wreckage, even in the dark, I still feel the burden of your mark. Some fires don't go out, they just burn lower. Some loves don't let go, they just grow colder. Never gone, there's a fire in the rain that nobody else can see. A fire in the rain that you left burning in me. Thunder takes the sky, but it can't take what's true. There's a fire in the rain, and it's all because of you. I drove past where we used to go, the corner bar with lights down low, the jukebox playing something slow and sad and right, the way it always did on Friday night. The barman poured without me asking. He remembered what I'm always having. 2 drinks in and I can almost hear your voice cutting through the noise like it's a choice. But even strangers in a crowded room can feel a man still haunted by a wound. So I raise my glass to everything we have, to every good and every beautiful and bad. There's a fire in the rain that nobody else can see. A fire in the rain that you left burning in me. Thunder takes the sky, but it can't take what's true. There's a fire in the rain, and it's all because of you. I've been told that time will wash it clean, that eventually the heart forgets what feelings mean. But time's a liar, dressed in calendar pages, and this heart's been burning through the ages. I took the long way around so many times, chased 1,000 dreams through borrowed lines, burned a few bridges, kept a few scars, followed the moon when I should have followed stars. But every wrong turn led me somewhere right, every dark corner led me to your light. Looking back now through the dust and rain, I see it clear, I see the whole terrain. Maybe loss was just the lesson, maybe pain was just the blessing that I needed to become someone worthy of your love. All the roads that led to you were crooked, long, and overdue. But darling, every single mile was worth it just to see you smile. All the years I wandered through were quietly leading me to you, and I'd walk every road again just to find you at the end. Some folks find it on the very first try, some take longer just to learn how to cry. I was somewhere in the middle of both, holding on to someone else's hope. But when you walked in on that ordinary day, like a song I heard but forgot the words to say, suddenly the map inside my chest finally pointed somewhere I could rest. Don't tell me it was luck or fate, don't tell me I showed up too late. I believe that what we're given is a life that we've been living. And every heartbreak, every wrong was writing us this very song. So here I am with open hands, and finally understand all the roads that led to you were crooked, long, and overdue. But darling, every single mile was worth it just to see you smile. All the years I wandered through were quietly leading me to you, and I would walk 1,000 roads again just to find you at the end. Never talked about forever, we just talked about tonight. every night became another, till the days outweigh the light. You'd say my name like a question, I'd answer like a prayer. We were building something careful on foundations made of air. Maybe we were more than maybe less than I believed. Somewhere in that in-between was where I loved you most, it seemed. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where we lived and didn't ask why. In the hallway of almost and nearly there, with your hand in mine and your scent in the air. We never said the word we meant, we just held on where the feeling went. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where I'll find you if I close my eyes. Your coat still hangs beside the doorway, your coffee cup still stains the shelf. I keep the light on in the kitchen, as if you might come home yourself. We were good at almost loving, we were fluent in the gray, and every morning felt like either could be our first or final day. I don't know where we were going, I just know I didn't want to stop. I was yours in every almost, right up until the final drop. And now I live in between the spaces, in the pauses of my days, still translating what you meant to say, still lost inside the haze. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where we lived and didn't ask why. In the hallway of almost and nearly there, with your hand in mine and your love in the air. We never said the word we meant, we just held on where the feeling went. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where I'll love you for the rest of my life. would sit out there and talk it through, about the world and what it owed, and all the harvest we had sowed. The floors would creak, the kettle sing, you'd hum along to everything. That little house on Maple Road was everything I'll ever know of home. But rented rooms don't last forever, and rented love, however tender, has to find another place to go when the lease runs out and the cold wind blows. Heaven was a house we rented, beautiful and unintended. When you laugh inside those paper walls, and the echo of your footsteps down the hall. Heaven was the time we borrowed, with no thought of the coming sorrow. Now I walk through someone else's door, and I'm looking for what we had before. I'm looking for our heaven anymore. We didn't know that it would end. We thought that love could always mend the small cracks in the morning light, the arguments that bled through night. But houses, though, when left unbuilt, crowded bar. A stranger said it from afar. Just 3 letters, nothing more. And I was 22 and yours once more. I set my glass down on the stool, felt every nerve go warm then cool, like someone opened up a vault I'd sealed away and called my fault. Names are just a sound, they say, something given and put away. But yours was always more than that. Yours was everything I can't take back. I still feel the weight of your name. Every syllable, a small refrain of every morning and every fight, every beautiful and broken night. I still feel the weight of your name, like a tattoo underneath the pain. Long after I thought I moved on through, I still carry the weight of you. The weight of your name. I've tried to write you out of me, replace the verse, rewrite the key, but every melody I find still leads me back to what I've left behind. Some loves don't leave, they just go quiet, like a fire underneath the riot, still burning somewhere in the chest, long after you've outlasted all the rest. Maybe that's what real love does, leaves a fingerprint because it was more than habit, more than time, more than yours and more than mine. It was something neither of us named, something neither of us claimed, but it lived and God, it lived so loud, and now it echoes underneath this crowd, underneath this crowd. I still feel the weight of your name. Every syllable, a long refrain of every morning, every sacred night, everything that ever felt right. I still feel the weight of your name, like a compass calling through the rain. And even when I think that I've moved through, I still carry, God, I carry the the weight of you. I'll always carry weight of your name. I had 1,000 chances at the table. I had 1,000 mornings side by side, but I was always either too distracted or too proud to let you see me from inside. I'd start the sentence, then I'd lose my nerve. I'd feel the words and then I'd watch them curve back into silence where they always went. A million unsaid things, a man unspent. And now the table's set for one at dinner, and now the morning comes for only me. And everything I kept inside for safety is the very thing destroying what I breathe. Everything I didn't say is louder than the things I did. Everything I didn't say is living where our love still lives. Every I love you I swallowed, every thank you held back. Everything I didn't say is the only thing I want back. The only thing I want back. I didn't say you were my favorite sound, the humming in the kitchen making rounds. I didn't say that watching you read books was better than the finest thing that life had looked. I didn't say that when you touched my hand in public I felt like the luckiest man on earth in history in all of time. I didn't say it and I should have said it every time. I had the words right here inside my chest. I had them polished, had them at their best. And every night I think tomorrow I will say it, and every morning I forget to make the promise real. Everything I didn't say is haunting every room I'm in. Everything I didn't say is the loudest kind of sin. Every moment I was present, but not really there. Everything I didn't say is the weight I'll always wear. The weight I'll always wear. If you can hear me somehow, from wherever love goes, when it leaves, I want you to know all the things I kept. You were the best part of the life I lived. You were the answer to a question I was too afraid to ask. You made ordinary Tuesday mornings by side. I had 1,000 chances at the table. I had 1,000 mornings side by side. I had 1,000 chances at the table. Always either too distracted or too proud to let you see me from inside. I'd start the sentence and I'd lose my nerve. I'd feel the words and then I'd watch them curve back into silence where they always went. I've walked through desert heat and mountain cold. I've seen the places where the young grow old. I've chased the sunset to the other side and found that every sunset leads to you inside. You photograph us crossed 1,000 miles inside my jacket next to every trial. A worn and faded corner creased with time. The only map I've needed, you are mine. They said the distance was too great to cross. They said some loves can't carry all that cost. They measured everything in miles and years, and I just smiled and wiped away their tears, because they never felt what I have felt. They never held a hand that made me melt. They never had a reason like you give to do the impossible and live. I would cross the world for you, through every storm and ocean wide. I would cross the world for you, through every dark and mountain high. There is no road too long, no sea too wide to swim. I would cross the world, I would burn it down and cross the world again and again for you. The telephone would ring at 3 a.m. Your voice so small across the miles, and then I'd lay there listening to you breathe and know that home was just a voice, and that's enough to go. I've slept in stations, terminals, and cars, beneath 100 different sets of stars. But every ceiling that I've stared up through had a name written in the dark where no one knew. The world said find someone a little closer. The world said love should be more practical. But practical paths were made for crossing, every distance kept apart. Time is just a number, just the turning of a page, and love is not diminished by the turning of an age. So call me from wherever you have landed, call me from the edges of the earth. I'll be in my car, and I'll be driving to wherever you are. That's what you are worth. That's what you're worth to me. Every mile, every year, every sacrifice, every tear, every border, every sea. You are worth everything. I would cross the world for you. I'd cross it twice if once wasn't enough. I would cross the world for you. Through every beautiful and rough. Oh, there is no force on earth, no time, no wall that keeps me from you. Nothing keeps me from you. Nothing at all. I would cross the world. I would cross the world. I would cross the whole world. The whole world for you. Always. I've walked through desert heat and mountain cold. I've seen the places where the young grow old. I've chased the sunset to the other side, and found that every sunset leads to you inside. Your photograph has crossed 1,000 miles inside my jacket next to every trial.